Hey, we're live. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, December 7th, January. Wednesday, December 7th. Can't say January. It's Wednesday, December 7th, right? I'm always a day behind. But, Wednesday, December 7th, 1:01 in the afternoon, Eastern Time. I'm Dave Glovin. You're not. This is Boogie with the Bull. This is Boogie with the Bull on our brand new state-of-the-art StreamYard professional package, which we were given access to very generously by Randy Griesenbeck and his wife, Jessica. And Randy has the Patriot Cowboy Network. Now, Boogie with the Bull is teamed up with him. So we'll be doing broadcasts together all the time. And anything you see on Boogie with the Bull will now be on Boogie with the Bull. But even better, 10 cameras are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, take that back. Only 8 cameras are available. And 8 cameras are available. I think we have up to 10 destinations. That may only be 8, but we have 8 destinations. We are live right now on Randy Griesenbeck's Facebook profile. We are live on my profile on Facebook. We are live on the Boogie with the Bull Facebook page, and we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. So join us anywhere in the live chat. You can be on Randy Griesenbeck's profile and watch it. You can be on my profile and watch it. You can be on the Boogie with the Bull page and watch it. And you can be upstairs, way upstairs, over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and you can watch it there. Give me a moment. I'm going to scroll down. There we are. Make sure this volume is turned down before we go and we kick in. I'm going to be watching on the StreamYard live producer screen. That's supposed to bring all the live chats directly onto the screen, but I'm also watching it on the Dave Glovin profile to see how it goes as well. News today is the same. Gas is $2.91 a gallon, still officially 1 year after we moved to Florida. So it only took 1 year to get it back down to 2 cents a gallon less than when we moved here. And I hope when the 118th Congress gavels in on January 3rd that they address the high cost of gasoline and help bring it down within reason by encouraging our domestic oil producers to do just what they do best and harvest oil, make gasoline, and maybe even return us to our rightful place as the number one exporter of oil in the world. We did it under President Trump, and we can do it again. Maybe we can do it again before 2024 when President Trump comes back to office. Sad news, I guess, if you want to call it sad news, is that it looks like Herschel Walker was defeated by Raphael Warnock in Georgia to hopefully, we wanted him to become the next Republican senator, because this was crucial to making sure we held on to the majority in the incoming 118th session of the Senate. Well, a lot of people tried very hard, did their best to get Herschel elected, and a lot of people unfortunately did their job and tried very hard to make sure that he didn't. So you can moan and groan and feel bad and take a day and be in mourning, dress in black, turn the lights off in the room, sit in the dark, and do whatever you want, or you suck it up, buttercup, and get ready for the next Senate election and push even harder to get Herschel in. And at the same time, you still have to look through the runoff election. Again, make sure that there was no voting fraudulent activity of any kind anywhere in. And I hope that the people of Georgia decide that the lady that you're going to put in the governor's mansion and claim that she's the governor, I hope that as a result of things that have happened in the 2022 Georgia state elections that, things that she allowed to happen while she was Secretary of State and in charge of the elections were not the right thing to do. I hope she gets spanked severely. I'm not saying that she shouldn't be allowed to become governor, but if she violated the rules as Secretary of State and now she's elected governor, that's kind of a massive cheating job on behalf of the citizens of the Constitutional Republic of Georgia. So you people hang in there, do your best. It looked like, according to the Associated Press, with 99.9% of the votes counted, that Warnock had about 51%, and that Herschel Walker had about 49%. So still close right there. Talking about 3 points, realistically. So maybe, this needs to be scrutinized very carefully, very, very carefully, and made sure that all of the votes were counted the way they were cast, and that only the votes that were legal to be counted are counted, and that there was nothing going wrong. And, really want to get past this every day. We've got to worry about whether or not the Democrats cheated or the Democrats blame the Republicans for some cheating. This is absolutely just ridiculous, okay? There's so much more we need to be doing right now than playing games with elections. Did this candidate cheat? Did that candidate cheat? Did this Republican cheat? Did that Republican cheat? Done. And the question that seemed to be on most Facebook people's minds yesterday, even on Twitter yesterday morning, was, should Elon Musk have bought Facebook? And my answer is no, absolutely not. And I wouldn't have bought Facebook even if I had the $600 billion that Facebook would probably ask for. I wouldn't buy it. And if I was, it wouldn't be anywhere near $600 billion. There's so much work that needs to be done at Facebook, which is why I joke about running for Facebook CEO 2024 and telling people that they wouldn't have to pay me because it would probably take me 2 years to clean it all up at the least and get it going again. But you know what? Facebook is so corrupt that I honestly do not believe that it could actually be cleaned up, and that the level of socialist manipulation media is so deep there that I don't think it can be cleaned up, at least while it belongs to Meta Platforms Incorporated. And I also think that hopefully the incoming House Republican majority will fully investigate Meta Platforms, all of the Meta Platforms, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, and anything else that they have, to make sure that there are no violations that could land Facebook in Facebook jail themselves, or Meta jail, whatever you want to call it. I'm just done with hearing about all of that. And if you're on Twitter and you're upset that Elon Musk took over and you're going to pull a Whoopi Goldberg and leave, just leave. Nobody really cares. I mean, free speech for all on Twitter means everybody, regardless of what you are, American Nazi socialist, bang, bang, boom party, Republican Party, Democrat Party. It's at the point now where people who are claiming to be supportive of Democrat and independent members on Twitter and helping you grow the maximum number of followers and followings that you can have on Twitter are now linking their being Jewish to being problems that they have on Twitter, and that the Jewish trolls are going after them. And, I have nowhere near the number of followers that Natalie Jacoby has. And I don't mean anything personal to Natalie. And she probably doesn't even see the retweets of hers that I retweet. But, I'm a 60-year-old conservative patriot who also happens to be a conservative Jew. And if someone, comes after me on social media because I'm Jewish and they don't like the fact that I'm Jewish, I invite them on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast where we can come and talk about it. And you know what? In like the 4-year history of Boogie with the Bull broadcast, nobody that I've invited that's ever trolled me for being Jewish on social media has the balls to actually come and show up and do the broadcast with me. That's always how I've used Boogie with the Bull. That's my platform. I allow myself to bring people on that claim to have a problem with me and hopefully try to work it out. Because the whole idea of Boogie with the Bull really isn't to have a pulpit to work my problems out with 800 million gazillion people watching. It's to help work out problems that you're having. Wanda Hummel Hessen is live in the Boogie with the Bull live chat. A pleasure to have you here. And what I do need to do is pop over to the banners for a second and flash this one and read it to you once I flash it on the screen. Please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook before watching our broadcasts. This allows StreamYard permission to use your Facebook profile picture and your name on StreamYard broadcast. Makes it a lot easier for those that are doing the live producing that day to look at the screen and see who you are rather than seeing Facebook user and having to go to a monitor that might be set up on one of the links that we're watching to try to match the name with whatever was said. Just want to make it easier, and then everybody gets acknowledged in the broadcast that much quicker. So Wanda, it's a pleasure to have you watching. Ichabod Palmer is watching, and Tabitha Truitt are watching. They were the first two people to come in. So if you are able, while this Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going, and you're watching on Facebook, it's live on Randy Griesenbeck's profile. It's live on Dave Glovin's profile. It's live on the Boogie with the Bull page, not the group, the Boogie with the Bull page. And it is also live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And we hope to, in recent weeks, add the Boogie with the Bull Street Lock Live channel over there on Street Lock. And if we can't do that, at least we'll take it from YouTube and post it on Street Lock with a YouTube link so that everybody will be able to watch it. And everybody is used to me doing this. Nope, not quite on that one. We're going to go back and do it on this one. And modern technology, excuse me for a minute while we type in, getting used to working a whole different setup here. All right, we can't find it, but we'll go and find it later. You've all seen the Street Lock logo and 3D sound effect, but it's really cool. But we're going to be over there on a Street Lock Live channel, I hope, very quickly. We're also looking around for other places that we can be on. Everybody says to be on Rumble. I know through Rumble you can set up a locals community, and we have one set up. We just haven't gone in and really set it all up and linked it so that you can watch it over on Rumble. We want to be on Truth Social if we can. We are on Twitter. We're linked to Twitter. I haven't tried doing it yet, because right now, how long a broadcast can be or a live stream can be on Twitter has yet to be decided. Elon Musk has said it's not long enough right now, but he doesn't know how long the maximum length will be, primarily because he said that one of the first things he has to do is update a lot of the technology that Twitter has so it will carry Twitter into the future, maybe even put them in the #1 slot as far as social media networks go. And if you don't use Twitter and you don't use YouTube and you're not on Facebook, well, then let me know where you are, and we'll try to get Boogie with the Bull broadcast linked to where you are and make sure you can watch them. The best thing to do is when you see us when you see us on Facebook, just hit that share button, share to groups, and the Patriot Lounge 1776 2.0, you've got it. Conservative Freedom Defenders, you've got it. Americans for Free Speech with Eric Leon Barton, you've got it. Grassroots Ohio, you have it. Punk for Freedom, beep beep, Florida, you've got it. Snuffy's After Hours Group, you have it. Because, as I have always said, everyone knows that coffee or whatever you're drinking tastes better in a cup with a horse on it, and that horse is Snuffy. So get yourself into Snuffy's After Hours. The Free the Proud, the Deplorable Group, you've got it. American Citizens Against Censorship, you've got it. I'm going to scroll down and find some specifics. The Patriots Lab Uncensored with William Rayfield, you have it. Scroll down a little bit. The American Rebellion Group, you've got it. Oh, and by the way, talking about the American Rebellion Group, it's Wednesday. The American Rebellion program goes live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. Join Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young, Robert Lawless, and a whole slew of others in the live chat on the American Rebellion blogger page. The American Rebellion blogger page. Don't go to the American Rebellion group, because what I've noticed is that if you go into the group and then you click in to watch the broadcast and you think you're in the live chat and you're commenting, your comments don't show up. If you go down to the American Rebellion blogger page and look and take part in the live chat there, then you're going right into the broadcast. So make sure you do that. As we scroll down the list of victims of the day, Boogie with the Bull, you've got it. Citizen journalist for the American people. Good afternoon to you. American regulators, the Hardcore Conservatives Group, Maryland Voter Integrity Group, you've got it. Legend of Unity Christian Warriors Patriot Coalition. Legend of Unity Christian Warriors Patriot Coalition. You've got it. It's a hard name for me to pronounce these days, getting my mouth to work, but I appreciate them allowing Boogie with the Bull broadcast to be posted in Legion of Unity Christian Warriors Patriot Coalition. On Facebook, Patriots from the USA, you've got it. Christian Patriots. Merry Christmas to you. Red State Talk Radio All-Stars. That's a group that J.J. McCartney created for anyone who has a Red State Talk Radio broadcast that is on Facebook. And I encourage you, if you do have a Red State Talk Radio broadcast and you're on Facebook, post it in that group, because I will make sure that it gets shared out of that group all over Facebook. And if it's a YouTube channel that you're broadcasting from, I'll even make sure that we get it off the YouTube channel and we share it all over. Or, Mojo Radio, all the other whatever networks they are. If we can get it somehow on Facebook, we will make sure it gets shared to Facebook. And if we can get it from someplace other than Facebook, we will make sure it gets shared off of Facebook. American Stand as One, Randy Griesenbeck's group. Good afternoon to you. The Patriots Lab group with William Rayfield, as we said. William was going to join us this afternoon. If he does pop in, excellent. And if he doesn't, catch the Patriots Lab Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern here on Facebook, as well as several other places. I was talking with Ray this afternoon, and one of the things I want to do now that I can do it is to have a Boogie with the Bull broadcast with me and 7 other conservative patriot broadcasters that have StreamYard. Because that way, if we all linked to Boogie with the Bull, and everywhere that Boogie with the Bull is linked to, and then you're bringing all of the sources in your network here, we could do some phenomenal live broadcasts that would help the keyboard warriors, digital soldiers, whatever you want to call us, like me, who can't get to everywhere. We can get whatever we need to get to them where they are, as well as help anybody who is there, even if they have a live cellular phone camera going, get that information transported everywhere. And if we did it, the Democrats wouldn't have to worry about cheating in future elections because they would just lose like they should. As we go along, Honk for Freedom Group, you've got it. We stand with the Constitution. You've got it. American Patriots for President Trump. You've got it. God bless Trump and the USA. Very near to this heart of mine. The Ministry of the Truth Group, you've got it. And I think that's just about all. Oh, we're going to send it to Justice for Kids Convoy, Brian Gaudier's group. And we may be helping Brian doing some broadcasts in with the group Justice for Kids Convoy, and we may, as I said, we may be helping Brian with some broadcasts in the group, as well as doing some broadcasts outside of the group, helping Brian get that group acknowledged. So that's about where we're going right there. Let's see. It is 21 minutes after 1 o'clock. 21 minutes after 1 o'clock on this afternoon's Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Again, I apologize for the delay, but we, like I said, did receive StreamYard Professional with all the bells and whistles that you don't get on the free package, and we're just trying to do our best to get together and do what we can to get the word out, get people on when they have something to tell America. And before you know it, situation will change. The Bidens might be living at Gitmo or hanging around Gitmo. And our president, Donald J. Trump, will be back at the White House with a Republican House and hopefully a Republican Senate. And he will make America great again, keep America great again, and just get us back to where we are. Well, hey, I'll have to check that. Sounds like an incoming message. Could have been from President Trump. We always say on Boogie with the Bull that, Mr. President, if you're watching, you are always welcome to join us on a broadcast, or even we'll get ourselves down to the gates of Mar-a-Lago, and you can step outside for a moment or two, hop into the Boogie with the Bull remote studio. We'll do a quick broadcast, and then we'll let you back to getting ready to return to the presidency. And I don't like even saying return, because he didn't concede. There's plenty of evidence on both sides that social media conspired against American voters to elect who they wanted. And you can't tell me anymore that the Democrats didn't have any hand in that. As I said yesterday, I'm tired of people telling me that there's no proof of the Twitter files. The proof of the Twitter files is in fact the truth, because it's not just that Elon Musk put this thing together and is releasing it on Twitter. He found it on Twitter. Okay, it was stored on Twitter. I mean, people at Twitter, this is what they did. They communicated to each other. This is what they did, and the dummies left it there. Learn something from Hillary Clinton. At least when, she thought she was going to be called to testify, all of a sudden 30,000 emails disappeared. You would think that if you were the big shots and the executive boys and girls at Twitter making all the decisions on all of this, the last thing you want to do is leave any of it long after you were gone, sitting where Elon Musk and his new crew would have found it. And it just kicks me in the bejeebies every day when I have to hear people say on Facebook that it's all lies, it's all lies. Democrats don't do something like that. Well, you know what? Come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and you can eat crow. Plus, as I said yesterday, and I'll say it again today, and I'll keep saying it as long as I'm doing Boogie with the Bull on Facebook. And when we're not on Facebook anymore, you'll come be on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Maybe by then we'll have the Boogie with the Bull Street Lock Live channel. And we'll be every place else. And you can show me what proof you have that the Democrats that have already been named have already did, in fact, do all of this stuff. Matter of fact, if you're one of those Democrats and you want to testify to America, come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. We won't hurt you. You won't hurt us. And let's just have an honest conversation with America, because that is what we do. Normally, we do it at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. But again, we were setting up the new StreamYard package and getting ready to rock and roll. And we had a tech issue that we had to work out. And so now we're in our new home, the beautiful red, white, and blue flag frame. Just high tech, powered by StreamYard, like it says. It's still powered by StreamYard. I mean, we use StreamYard. We have subscribed to StreamYard. I still think StreamYard is the best. And if you don't, well, then there are plenty of live stream apps and services available for whatever device you are using, and you can try them. But I still happen to think that StreamYard is the best. I mean, we can do all kinds of things now that we weren't able to do before. We could, we can go through, well, actually, we can change the background. If we didn't want to have the flag, we could be back in our old studio. But I think the flag looks good. So for now, we're going to leave the flag. We can do things like this. If you see this man on Facebook, his name is Randy Griesenbeck, and he normally hosts a broadcast called the Patriot Coffee Show. And it's normally on every morning from about 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning to sometimes 7:30 in the morning. Those are Eastern times, because I believe that he is actually in a slightly different time slot than us. But we can do things like that. We can, what else can we do? We can tell you, well, we can also show you that picture of Randy down on the Griesenbeck farm. Farmer Randy Griesenbeck looking all serious about what he needs to tell America, and he does a wonderful job doing it. Anyway, we're going to drop down to take that one out and get rid of, whoops, hold on. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it this way and take out that overlay. But we're having a whole lot of fun learning all the kinds of things we can do with StreamYard. It's StreetLock that we're trying to get Boogie with the Bull hooked up to. So join me right now if you're watching. We're live on Randy Griesenbeck's Facebook profile, Dave Glovin's Facebook profile, the Boogie with the Bull page, and somewhere over on YouTube, on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. It should say live, and you should see me talking right now. So while you're watching on Facebook, you can take it from Randy's profile, my profile, the Boogie with the Bull page, and share it all over Facebook. That would be appreciated. If you're a YouTube member, you can go over to YouTube and take the link from YouTube and share it off of YouTube everywhere you want to go. And if you do that, I just want to know where you're sharing it so that we can try to add them as a destination too. I think I said we get 10, but we may only get 8. I'm not 100% sure. But let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 cameras, so I think it may be 8 destinations as to what we get. And I believe a broadcast can go up to 8 hours. I may have said I thought we got 10 cameras and we could be on 10 destinations and a broadcast could go 10 hours. But you know what? 8 cameras, 8 destinations, 8 hours works for me. Very rarely are we ever going to find a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. It needs to be an entire 8 hours. But now, you know, we could follow President Trump's rallies and go and broadcast them live, and we would do it if we could. And we could be at other events around the country and broadcast them live, or just broadcast them live. And finally, living the dream of what Boogie with the Bull was all about. So again, dreams sometimes do come true. May not have happened today for Herschel Walker, but you know what? I bet he's sitting with his advisors and he's figuring out a way on how he can do it again and do it this time. Or maybe, in 2 years, in 2026, in 2 years, 2026, the House has a midterm again. Actually, no, the House has a midterm in 2024 for those that didn't come up for re-election this time. So maybe Georgia takes him and we send him to the House for 2 years and then keep him in the House until we can run him for Senate. Sometimes that's what you have to do. But anyway, if there's something people want to talk about, make a comment in any one of the Boogie with the Bull live chats, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on the Boogie with the Bull page or my profile, Randy Griesenbeck's profile. There's a few other places we're going to add the broadcast to in the upcoming days and weeks. But if you're watching and you got something you think we should be talking about, got something on your mind, make a comment and we will talk about it. One thing I am going to talk about is Jen Woodruff and Eric Leon Barton and I have been joking around about some posts related to being used in the comments. And I had said that it would be fun to do a broadcast with Eric where it would be F-Bomb Friday or something like that, because we all know that's what Eric is famous for. And they're highly entertaining broadcasts to watch as well. But Jen commented back that maybe we should have a Friday free-for-all trivia. So maybe, I think that's what we'll do. I will meet with Jen and I'll meet with Eric and we'll try to get it all figured out. We'll find a Friday night that we can do it. And we might have to tape it in advance, because Friday nights I can't always have the studio for a long period of time. But we'll try to figure it out. If we have to do it in advance, we will tape it in advance and then play it as quickly as we can. Put it up and play it at the same time every Friday night. And then we will maybe, when we get down to the semifinals and the finals, then we'll air those live. We'll figure it all out. But if you're a trivia person, you might want to be a part of it. It'll be easy. The questions will be probably from Trivial Pursuit or different versions of Trivial Pursuit games. So, no trick questions for anybody. And the score will be kept by probably me and Jen, and Eric will ask the questions. Maybe some other people that we invite to take part in it. Also, the contestants will be on live too. So probably maybe 2 contestants playing against each other, and the winner of that one goes into the next edition. And then we, like I said, work down to semifinals and finals, and we'll have to figure out a way of rewarding you for winning Friday free-for-all trivia nights. Anyway, and then that'll lead into, if you have ever thought about doing a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and you want to be able to have 8 people on together, you and 7 others, now is the opportunity to contact me here at Boogie with the Bull, and we will do our best to help you put it together. We'll do what I call Boogie with the Bull Boot Camp, which is you'll do the 7:30 a.m. Easterns with me Monday through Friday, or those that you can do. You'll do a Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Knights of the Round Table broadcast, and maybe some of the impromptu boogies that happen Saturday and Sunday night. Maybe we'll throw in a few boogies of you doing the broadcast that you would like to do. And then if you decide you want to do it, we will mentor you with the 20-hour free StreamYard account. And when you think you're ready to rock and roll, if you are able to live produce yourself, well, then either keep the 20-hour freeze or move up to a $25 basic package and go from there. We will, if possible, the Boogie with the Bull, the Patriot Cowboy Network will try to saddle you up with a live producer and get your broadcast going there. We'll use our resources to get you all over Facebook, get you onto YouTube, get you onto Twitter, get you onto everywhere we can go, you know. And then maybe you'll be lucky enough to work with William Rayfield from the Patriots Lab. And when he's on, he generally links us to everywhere the Patriots Lab goes. So again, like I said, it's like mega broadcast. Tune into Boogie with the Bull and be heard all over the internet. And maybe we can get that going with you. Because when we all stick together, when we all work together, you would be amazed at some of the broadcasts that you can hear. So if you're watching Boogie with the Bull, like I said, on the Randy Griesenbeck profile, the Dave Wogan profile, the Boogie with the Bull page, and or over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel right now, pop into the live chat and tell me what is on your mind, something you would like to talk about. You know, what's going on in politics, what's going on with Twitter, what's going on with Facebook. You know, you pick the subject. Tell me what it is you want to talk about. And in the last 24 minutes of this edition of Boogie with the Bull, we will attempt to cover whatever it is you want to cover. Are gas prices going down where you are? As I said at the beginning, we're now 2 cents less, $2.91 a gallon, than when we moved here on this day a year ago, and we had to buy gas. It was $2.93. I kind of think with the 118th Republican majority Congress coming in on January 3rd, that some of the hassles or things that are keeping American oil producers from taking more out of the ground and shipping it off to make gas with it, or heating oil, or diesel, whatever they do with it. I think they will be encouraged to harvest more, produce more of the petroleum products that we need here in the United States, as well as taking oil itself and shipping it around the world for less money than OPEC Plus does. You'll never, ever hear OPEC again, if we're doing that, say, well, we're going to cut production 2 million barrels a day because that's what the U.S. wants. And then the next time you hear President Biden trying to convince Saudi Arabia to help us out, well, you know what? We're going to cut another 2 million barrels a day just to make sure that the United States doesn't get a hold of any of our oil, because the price per gallon, we wouldn't make any money. We'd have to drop the barrel price, this, that, and the other thing. No, can't help you there, okay? We got something called grade A, triple A, whatever, grade A American crude, bubbling up the ground, just like Judge Clampett found in Beverly Hills. It's time that we start taking care of the United States of America and not bankrupting ourselves, taking care of a lot of countries around the world that just want a free ride on our money and don't really have any intention to do anything other than taking our money, and probably not even doing what they said they would do if we gave them money. And in Ukraine, I don't care, and I could be 100% wrong, and I wish somebody would come on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and prove me wrong. But I think Zelensky has something on Biden, both Bidens, knows the truth, could really bring down Joe Biden as president and really hurt the fine reputation that Hunter Biden Investments has around the world. And sooner or later, it's going to come out, because when we are giving Ukraine money as fast as we can print it, and, they haven't gotten themselves out of this war with Ukraine, with Russia yet, it kind of tells me you know, we're just giving these people money. And maybe when Putin calls up Zelensky and says, I'm going to do my final push. This is where it's going to happen. You better get out. Zelensky has already moved all those U.S. dollars to a safe location outside of Ukraine where he's going to live out the rest of his life, or he's going to come back into the United States. Who knows? I don't really care at this point. We just need to stop giving money to governments that aren't doing what they should do with it, and just leaving us further and further and further and further and further and further and further in debt. Don't want to see it anymore. Okay. I'm hoping in another 60 years when I'm 120, if I'm still here, that things are a lot different. Joseph Nixon is in the Boogie with the Bull live chat. I think Joseph is new, and he comments, sick children's hospitals are now offering minors medically assisted deaths before informing parents. This is pure murder. Yes, it is. Sick children's hospitals should be charged with crimes against humanity. We should also boycott them and not one person donate to these murders. We need to protect our children and not allow these doctors to decide to kill our children if it costs too much to save them. Well, no. And I've always said, when it comes to doctors, we grew up, I'm 60, like I said, we grew up with an understanding that doctors and nurses and all the other healthcare professionals that help you are there to help. They all took the Hippocratic Oath to do everything possible to save you, unless, of course, it's your will to pass away. If it's your will to pass away, then it's a gray line between should a doctor help you do it or should you just do it yourself. That I don't know. It's like I have dementia now, and it will eventually get bad, and I kind of accepted that it will eventually get bad. But my knowledge that I have imparted to my wife and those around me is that if I end up in a medical facility, a hospital or whatever, and you have to put a feeding tube in me to keep me fed, and the only keeping me alive is a machine, well, first, don't put the feeding tube in me because I don't want one. And if I get to the point where the machine is keeping me alive, then it's time to look up to God and say, we're going to turn this machine off and it's all in your hands, and whatever happens, happens. If I miraculously come back to life and I'm 100% cured and there's no reason for anything, then, I'm still here to do God's work. And in the event that God says, no, my son, count to 3, the sky's going to open, climb the stairway to heaven, and there you are. Then that's what it is. But our medical personnel should not be doing things that allow people to kill themselves. And if anything, it should not be allowed that they can do it to our minor children, those under the age of 18, without parental consent. And even then, it's a question as to whether or not they can do it. And I'm sure this policy has come from some Democrat lawmaker who has decided that it's okay for an abortion to be a newborn baby is born and kind of left there on the table until they die. That's not an abortion either. That's murder. So, Joseph, I agree with you 100% that no hospital and no medical staff within that hospital should have the right to to help a minor child commit suicide, because it's your parents' responsibility to maintain you until you have reached 18 and you're ready to make those, or society thinks you're ready to make those decisions. I mean, the sad thing about it is, and this is probably a terrible thing for me to say, if someone has decided that they're going to kill themselves because they just think that's the only thing left for them to do, the sad thing is they will probably find a way to do it. And regardless of what we try to do as parents to prevent them from doing it, they will figure out a way to do it if that's where they are. And you can't watch them 24 hours a day. I mean, if you're working, you can't stay home and watch them 24 hours a day. And if you put them in a facility that hopefully will make it easier for them to live and survive, you can't guarantee if they're going to be watched 24 hours a day and something doesn't happen there. So it's sad when it gets to that point, and I understand how the human brain works. I have no desire to commit suicide. I never have. And every time I sit down with a bipolar doctor or now a psychiatrist for the Lewy body's dementia, the first thing they always ask me is, any thoughts of suicide? No, having too much fun here. Now, the only reason I say no, because I'm having so much fun here, is that unlike Joe Burlak, whose posts I enjoy very much reading on Facebook, I don't remember enough of when my spirit was part of the universal spirit, and we're all connected as one, before I left that spirit and came down here as Dave Glovin. And until I go back, I don't remember enough about how nice life was up there. But also, as a human who's now lived 60 years in this body, I'm not 100% sure I want to go back to be a big mass of energy, even if it's being a big mass of energy with God, because I was a big mass of energy with God before he sent me down here. So anyway, and this is happening in Canada, Joseph said. Well, Joseph, it's sad that it's happening anywhere on God's green earth. The United States, Canada, South Africa, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras. It doesn't really matter to me at all. And as humans, maybe it is part of our responsibility to protect our fellow humans, to go into Canada and help work with the Canadian government and explain to them that, medically assisted death, when it's just suicide, is wrong. Medically assisted death, if a person, if you have a terminal illness and you decide you just want to go now, well, then, maybe you should be able to. I mean, we all remember the movie Soylent Green. When it was time to die, Edwin G. Robinson went into the suite and laid on the table and covered up with a sheet or a blanket, whatever, and just watched beautiful nature scenes and his life and this and that as he was being gassed and left. Maybe there is a reason for that, but if you're religious and you believe that God created life and God ends life, then, you don't have that decision, the right to make that decision. And I hope, just because I hope that if you're ever thinking about suicide, that at the least God is talking with you and trying to convince you that, it's really not the right answer. But, life is terminal. You were born with it and you will die from it. There's only one way in and one way out. I want to enjoy all the time that I can here. And so I have no desire and will not have any desire to ever take myself from it. And if I did, I'd be in the ER and probably locked up somewhere in a hospital until they figured out what was wrong and got me going the way I need to go again. So, you're 12 years old. You don't have enough knowledge in this life. You don't have an understanding of what may be out there to help you get back to where you need to be. And doctors, but Joseph, it's murder. It's murder if the state or the country of Canada puts you in a hospital and then a doctor can't decide, should not be able to decide that we're going to put you to death. I mean, we all know prior to COVID-19 and everything else, there's always talk about government death squads, and they would make the decision if you were in the hospital, they would make the decision if you lived or died. Or you saw on the law enforcement TV shows, the nurse that just decided that it was his or her job to help everybody get to the next dimension, and they were messed up too, which is why they thought they could be the angel of death, just it's wrong. You're right, Joseph. It is. It's pure murder. But when you're the state, meaning Canada, or the state, meaning the United States, because the way government seems to work in most states is they can do what they want. We gave them enough authority to do what they want, or they just took it away from us and they are doing what they want. And, that's why the Democrats are accused of cheating in 2020. It's why they were accused of cheating in 2022. It's why I still look at, the closeness of the Warnock-Walker election is like 3 points. And I don't know, to me, that says, well, if we all agree that it's like a 3-point difference, we got to have another runoff. And we have to decide where it has to be, what the percentage difference has to be. And if it doesn't get to that, at least one person has that percentage that clearly, then, we could be running that election, Warnock versus Walker, every single day for the rest of our lives. But, we just have to change the rules. Because to me, again, this is just another smoke screen while the Democrats are running around in the last days of the 117th Congress, lame duck session, doing whatever the hell they think they want to do or can do to make sure that even though they're the minority party in the 118th House, that they're going to get everything in under the wire before they're no longer the majority party, so that they can continue with all of the crap they planned for 2024, 2026, 2028, 2030. And I come back tomorrow and I'll still be saying 20 something, because to me, it's that easy. If they figured out a way to cheat in 2020, they had a plan to be ready to cheat in 2022. They have a plan to be ready to cheat in 2024. Actually, in 2016, they had a plan to make Hillary Clinton president. Why it failed, I don't know. But it failed. So in 2020, you have to figure they had a plan in 2016 to take it back. They had plenty of time to work on it. Weekend drills, weekend warrior stuff, to make sure that everything was in place and ready to rock and roll, and then, they did it. And 2022 was probably the same way. They figured that they had one last attempt to try it, and it didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to work by a small amount of difference of opinion in who won and who lost. But it's time to stop so much paying attention to all the smoke screens that they keep throwing up at us. It's time to stop thinking that we as Republicans or we as American citizens have to accept the crap that the Democrat majority gave us from 2020 to 2022. And they have to understand that now that they're not the majority of the House and most likely the majority of the Senate, that they got half the majority that they had before. They have to have 50, and we have to have 50, so that on a 50-50 vote, Kamala Harris gets to split the tie. So if they don't have 50, they can't be the majority in the Senate. If we have 50 or 51, and they have 49, then Kamala Harris will never have a vote on a 50-50 split. That's the first thing that you want to shoot for. Then, it's time to work with the rhinos and decide the rhinos that are up for re-election in 2024. Do we run somebody else that's not a rhino for that seat that can win that seat and keep the majority of at least keep the majority of the Senate, because we can still do a lot of things. We can block Biden appointees, this, that, and the other. Stacey Abrams, lawyer, ran for the Democrat, ran as the Democrat to be governor of Georgia. Now, I guess she's crying to President Biden, please make me FCC chair. Because that's probably the one post where she told Joe, I can do the least damage. You don't ever have to worry about me, but that's 100% bullshit. The main reason Stacey Abrams, a Democrat lawyer, would have any interest in being FCC chair is that they all finally pulled an executive order that Obama wrote in, I believe, his second term called net neutrality. Net neutrality was never meant to do anything to help anybody get internet access that they didn't have, get better internet access than they had. It was the dumbification of the internet. President Obama wanted to slow the speed down so that everybody had the same slow speed, hoping that everybody would not use the internet as their main source of information, because the internet wasn't very nice to Obama. So, he, in that executive order, gave regulatory authority of the internet to the Federal Communications Commission and allowed them to reclassify the internet as a telephone company, which the FCC regulates in the United States of America. It basically was the basis of the internet, dial-up packet switching networks, telephone company. And by doing that, the lifeblood rules of the internet, the Communications Decency Act of 1996, Section 230, subparts public forum and publishers, would never be enforced. So that Mark Zuckerberg was capable of doing whatever he wanted to do with Facebook. Jack Dorsey was capable of doing whatever he wanted to do with Twitter. And they got caught because Dorsey sold it to Elon Musk. And now the Twitter files are coming out. So, if these are the people that you want Stacey Abrams to run the government organization that has regulatory authority over your internet, then, forget it. Elon Musk might as well just take Starlink and put Twitter on it, and it's on his network. I mean, it's on his satellite. He can do anything he wants with it. But that's not what he wants to do. He wants to clean up Twitter, make sure everybody understands that freedom of speech is available for everyone on Twitter, not just Democrats, not just Republicans. Carl Reiner can say one thing, and I can retweet it and say something else back to Carl. And that's a joke. I'm starting to think that Rob Reiner's account isn't really Rob Reiner. I think it's just somebody that works for Rob that sits down and whips out a tweet whenever Rob tells him to, or just whips out a tweet that everybody would think came from the mouth of Rob Reiner. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thanks for voicing this, Dave. It needs to get out there. My pleasure, Joseph. And anytime you're watching a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, normally we're on at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, and then any other time that the opportunity presents itself. So I hope that you will watch. I look forward to seeing you in the live chat. 101, that's an hour and 1 minute. So we're going to wrap up this edition. I'm going to say good afternoon to Donald Wisman. Donald Wisman, wait a minute. There it is. Good afternoon, Dave. Good afternoon, Donald Wisman. Donald Wisman is on Sundays at either 6 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern. It depends on the best time for him. A lot of time you will hear a good Sunday night hellfire and brimstone preach from Pastor Steve Warren. Always something you need to hear. I always tell you to not pay attention to false prophets like Joel Osteen or anyone in that class. Listen to the Word of God, read the Word of God, pay attention to the Word of God, share the Word of God. Pastor Steve, I always want to just say Steve, and I don't mean that in any disrespect, Pastor, but Pastor Steve's CD, fantastic. Best song on there is No Retreat, No Surrender. I beg Donald, if I'm watching, to just do nothing but play that. Just put it on a loop and just play it for the whole time he's going to be on. And if you listen to the words, you will understand the purpose of life in 2022. Jimmy Miller is watching the Boogie with the Bull broadcast. So that makes Jimmy the under the wire person for this Boogie with the Bull broadcast. What I said is starting in January, I believe, we're going to each day have the under the wire person watching Boogie with the Bull broadcast. That's the last person to watch to come into the live chat, whether it's on Randy's page, my page, the Boogie with the Bull page, over on the YouTube channel, or anywhere else we add to it. So at the end of each broadcast, the last person to come into the live chat will be the under the wire person, because they came on just before we left. Their names will go in a hat Monday through Friday, along with the under the wire people on Friday. At the end of the broadcast, we will pull one name out of the hat, and we're going to send you some kind of Boogie with the Bull gear. We haven't yet decided what it will be. Could be a T-shirt, could be a thermal mug. If we are ever able to make ceramic mugs, it could be a ceramic mug, could be a keychain, who knows. But it'll be something to show our thanks that you watch Boogie with the Bull broadcast. American business works, our economy works when American business works, because American business is the backbone of our economy. I screw it up every time, so I'm going to say it one more time. Our economy works when American business works, because American business is the backbone of our economy. That's how it should be when I say it. That's a segment where we name off American-owned businesses that we know watch Boogie with the Bull when they can. Tom and Vicky Schaffner at A1 Drain and Septic up in Licking and Knox counties in the great state of Ohio, where Donald Wisman also happens to be. A1 Drain and Septic, you have mobile pump truck needs. They got a mobile pump truck that needs to come feed on what you need to have pumped. Go to www.a1drainseptic.com, www.a1drainseptic.com. One more time, www.a1drainseptic.com for more information. And if you want to have your American-owned business mentioned in the American-owned business segment, our economy works when American business works because American business works. Our economy works when American business works because American business is the backbone of our economy. One of these days, I have to have the staff put it into a banner so I can read it. I can read it properly. But we're trying to do our best. Now we have 8 cameras, and I believe we can be on 8 destinations, and I believe we can even be, one Boogie with the Bull broadcast can be 8 hours long. And if we had 8 people on the broadcast that all have StreamYard, then we could link our broadcast together of each other member on the round table with their broadcast, and we could probably short circuit the internet. I don't want to say that because Facebook would think that I just threatened the internet, but we could probably short circuit the internet because I don't know if the internet these days could handle all that much concentrated positive power at one time. Devlin Kangas actually is the Under the Wire person today. So his name, if we were doing it, as we will do in January, his name would have gone into the hat for today. And then on Friday, the Under the Wire's names would have gone in then. And then we would have pulled a name out. And if it was Devlin, like I said, some piece of Boogie with the Bull gear would have been sent to him. Could be a t-shirt, could be a hat, could be a thermal mug, might even be a ceramic mug, because I really like ceramic mugs more than I like thermal mugs. Anyway, so let's see. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we can do this one more time before we go. We can go down and do this. The American Rebellion program goes live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Join Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young, Robert Lawless on the American Rebellion blogger page over here on Facebook. Do that. It's like sitting with a bunch of guys on the back porch, just having a good time talking about a bunch of different things. It's not always political. Centers around conservative patriot politics, but it's not everything that they discuss is not always conservative patriot politics. And if you need to come on to the broadcast, he posts the link, and he posts the link and makes the link available. And if you want to be on the broadcast, you tap the link, you come into the green room, and if you behave, he'll let you on the broadcast. And if you misbehave, he'll boot you from the broadcast. So don't. The American Rebellion program is live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, with Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young, Robert Lawless, and a cast of thousands. So tonight is Wednesday. Be there or don't. And on that note, wait a minute. Let's get back into the comments. And join you, Donald Westman, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday evenings. Listen for the sermon from Pastor Steve Warren when he calls in. You can call in and tell Donald what you think about. These guys are up in the professional leagues where they can take phone calls because they have a studio that they can do that in. That's the next thing that we'll be able to do as soon as we have a way to get them onto the broadcast without everybody in the house being interrupted by a speakerphone going. But anyway, I'm Dave Glovin. You're not. Thank you for the privilege of letting me abuse your time. My mouth is just not working it today. I apologize. Thank you for the privilege of letting me abuse your time. And I hope that you will join me 7:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, Thursday, for Boogie with the Bull Morning Caffeine, where we will get together and I will abuse your time some more. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, let me know. I always tell people when you come to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, bring your pad of paper and something to write with. Every time I bring up a new topic, write it down. If I bring up something that you don't like, cross it off. If I bring up something that you do like, circle it. Also, come into the live chat and tell me while we're together something that you want to talk about, something that you don't want to talk about. Then message me on Messenger on Dave Glovin. Message me that list to me. Take a picture of the list and send it to me. I want to be able to read the ones that you crossed out. I want to be able to read the ones that you circled. And then if I find a list of things you want to talk about that should be discussed on the broadcast, you never know. You might be invited to be one of the Knights of the Round Table on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Devin Kangas has a whole lot of information that I just have to find time to sit down with and get ready to rock and roll and put it together and see if some of the other Knights of the Round Table are able to join me on that broadcast. And it will be coming very soon. Lots of people through our partnership with Derek Arnold and Boots on the Ground. There's always people on that side that need to come on. We will get Mike Gill on from the state of New Hampshire to speak about the New Hampshire 2020 and 2022 elections. And a lot of fascinating information there. If you are in a state and you know of issues, or you were a elected official or a citizen and you are dealing with getting issues in an election corrected, by all means, please let me know, and we will get you on a Boogie with the Bull Boots on the Ground broadcast, or get you on a Boots on the Ground broadcast and a Boogie with the Bull Boots on the Ground broadcast, and get all the information that you want. If you got a group on Facebook, same kind of thing. We will work with you. We'll do broadcasts with you. We'll do broadcasts for you. And we'll give you an opportunity to come on Boogie with the Bull and tell everybody about your Facebook group and the mission, and we'll help get it shared around the world, because that's what we do. So we're going to call it 1:15. That's an hour and 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes longer than today's Boogie with the Bull was planned to be. 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, you come here, and I will thank you again for the privilege of abusing your time. Boring afternoon beverage in Bubba is key lime carbonated spring water. So you decide whether or not it's good or bad for you. Anyway, thank you for watching. Great thanks, like I said, to Randy Griesenbeck and Jessica Harrison for the kindness of adding me as admin to their StreamYard. I'm going to say Streetlight in their StreamYard package. Now we have 8 cameras, 8 destinations, 8 hours of a broadcast, and as many Boogie with the Bull broadcasts in the course of a month as we want to do. And we'll try very hard to make sure soon that there are 8 places that if you are not on Facebook, you'll be able to watch it over there. Thank you, and we'll fly up here, kick this one, double V's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has come to an end. I like the flag around it, so we may leave that there for a little bit. Come down and over that one, double V's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. 45 minutes ahead of schedule. That's good. Maybe we'll only do an hour next time, but it's a work in progress. And if you missed it, or friends of yours missed it, please, like I said, share it and invite your friends to come and watch it. And you all know that I recycle the meme promos. I just go in and change the date, maybe list who's going to be on with me, maybe what we're going to discuss, and I keep sending it again. And the only reason that I keep doing that is because it works, because everybody either watches it when they can, or they catch the podcast when they can. And before you know it, you'll be dancing with the bull on Boogie with the Bull. Double V's for victory. This broadcast is going to come